Hey guys, and welcome back to the Science of Exercise. This series is called Hyper Hoax. Today we're going to be talking about dirty bulking for muscle gain. Now, James, again, I'm going to refer to you as the expert on this topic. Nutrition is not necessarily my area of expertise. You are the registered dietitian. I am not. So dirty bulking was a big thing when I was growing up in high school. Just put it down, son, and you will gain muscle mass. It doesn't matter what it is, just put it down. You need calories. Go to McDonald's. Go get the triple Big Mac, whatever. Just load that bad boy up. I don't even think the triple Big Mac's a thing, but it sounded like it. All right. So is this thing hyper hoax, dirty bulking for muscle mass, and is it necessarily a healthy thing? So I did add a second part there. But go ahead.
I wish I could hype this, and I wish it was the truth and the be-all to end-all, but I'm going to have to go with hoax. It's just not necessary. Now, we'll dive into some of the details after we kind of get your opinion, but I am going to have to go with a hoax on this one.
All right. I'm going to hit hoax as well, and I don't think there needs to be a whole lot of conversation. Basically, the whole concept is that you're bulking by eating pretty much anything and everything in excess capacity. It doesn't necessarily matter the quality of the food, just get it down. I can't support that from a health standpoint. Sure, if you've got a super high metabolic rate, you might be able to get away with some things if you're an athlete and you're young. I'm sure that we've even seen the Michael Phelps diet where the dude was putting down like 10,000 calories. He was eating pizzas, all sorts of crazy stuff. At some point, you kind of got to put down some less than ideal foods. Again, not demonizing good or bad, but, at some point you do have to put down some more calorically dense foods. But as a whole, dirty bulking, hoax.
Well, I think you basically stole all my talking points.
Sorry.
But I think what it is, and what you mentioned is that we're looking at a very specific population where this has kind of gained some notoriety and its effectiveness. And so, like you said, you're looking at a young athletic population. So you're looking at two factors that really increase metabolic rate, which is youth, so being younger, and then also having increased physical activity in the form of some kind of sports practice, in which case we think of it as a dirty bulk and that we have to have this very large increase in calories because the metabolic rate is just so high in that individual. Now, they could just as easily gain that weight if they wanted to pound avocado and guacamole and walnuts and, pound chicken breasts and vegetables and incorporate fats into their carbohydrate sources. But again, like you said, at some point when you're looking at caloric density to increase that, high school athletes aren't really doing most of their own cooking. They have a very, very active lifestyle, so they're going to and from school and to and from sports practice.
Right.
So time is of the essence. So you see this dirty bulk and this reliance on, quote unquote, things like fast food or like pounding down things like McDonald's and these triple burgers. Again, because it's a convenient source of caloric density. Is it necessary for muscle growth? Absolutely not. Right? We do need a caloric surplus, but it doesn't have to come from those foods. You can do it cleanly and you don't have to have that much surplus. But like you said, there's a very specific population, which is why I think this has become just such a popular topic.
Yeah, for sure. And you see people kind of getting away with it, right? Like there's people that have great results on it. I mean, there was some football players when I was playing baseball in high school, and they were like, dude, this is the key. You got to drink a gallon of whole milk a day, right? That's going to pack on some serious mass, dude. And I'm like, I mean, at the time I was like, I didn't have any idea. I was like, I mean, all right, it worked. I put on like 10, 15 pounds in like 2 months. But at the end of the day, I can't imagine. I don't even know the macros on a gallon of whole milk, but it's got to be ungodly amounts of saturated fat and super high fat, even though the protein intake's there. And I can't imagine that the calories would be less than like 2,000 to 3,000 calories from a gallon of milk, whole milk, nonetheless.
I said I have to run the numbers, but again, I think you hit on another specific thing, which is, looking at the audience and kind of people's interest, which is the fact that realizing that performance isn't always the same as health and fitness. And so
right.
a football player, and I remember, that's the big thing. If you want to play on the line in a D1 school, you got to be over 300 pounds.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, that's the number. Yeah.
And so that's not the same as saying, do I want to have the most muscle as possible while having a healthy or a minimal body fat for things like bodybuilding and etc. So, if I just want to be as big as possible, then sure, doing things like that, like football, you just got to hit a magic number of 300. But that being said, we already see, and this was a big issue with the NCAA. We actually had to look at, they finally deregulated and kind of changed the way that we could feed collegiate athletes because they were being forced to eat additional calories. We were actually seeing health issues in collegiate football players because they were getting too many calories and too much fat in their diet. So
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So that's not to say that this dirty bulk is harmless, right? You're like, well, if you want to, you can, right? It actually can have negative consequences for your health. So again, especially in certain athlete populations where we can make healthier choices. But again, if your goal is to just increase the maximum amount of weight gain, knowing that's going to be fat, I'm not saying it won't work. But I don't think it'll work any better than if you made healthy choices or even, ate less total calories, but still in a surplus of your daily needs.
Right. And this is purely a number on the scale that we're looking at. And this isn't even in context for athletics and performance like you touched on. It doesn't necessarily, like you gaining weight doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a better athlete. That just might check one of the criteria for your combine. But
exactly.
If you're running a 40 at 5.5 now instead of 5'2" and you're an extra 20 pounds, I don't know. It might not be worth that trade-off, depending on your position. So, and how do you feel? And is your GI able to take that? Like, geez, I mean, I'll be honest with you. My GI was not happy when I was doing a gallon of whole milk a day for a month or whatever I did it for. I mean, dude, my stomach was wrecked, and I'll be honest with you, anybody that sat within 10 feet of me, my bad.
Yeah, so. I'm lactose intolerant, so I never even considered that. I heard the popularity about it, but it never even crossed my mind to actually be brave enough to attempt it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, and I do not recommend it, and so, all right, so full circle, the last little piece that I wanted to touch on was dirty bulking. Some people just look shredded, dude. There's some people out there that look amazing while dirty bulking. Is there some fishy stuff going on potentially with these people? How they pulling these dirty bulks off and then getting shredded a month later?
I have three theories.
Well,
I have three theories about this, which is, one, they could just be lying. The proof is in the pudding, and so when I actually see a true video and it's a single frame shot and somebody actually puts down all that food, okay, I'll buy in. When people just say they're dirty bulking, and again, what does it actually mean to you versus what you previously ate? So again, my idea of dirty bulking and your idea may be a little bit different.
Perceptual differences. Yeah.
They may be enhanced. So again, they may be using supplements that may be helping them lose weight faster.
Supplements.
And then my third one is just that while they may be making bad choices from a macronutrient standpoint, they're not actually eating in a surplus. They may not actually be bulking. So, you can eat McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, right? You can eat all this fast food and still lose weight or stay kind of at maintenance, so it looks like you're eating bad. Now, again, your health may be a different story, but the number on the scale and your body fat won't really change. So, again, I think there's three possible explanations. So, again, just depending on the individual or what they're actually claiming.
Yeah. Well, these people that are absolutely shredded out of their minds that are dirty bulking, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shoot it out there. I'm gonna be that guy. I don't want to say absolutist, but dude, the chances are super strong that they're taking some gear of some sort, right? I mean, they're taking some juicy juice. They gotta be.
Some very high quality supplements, I would agree. That I think that can definitely help mitigate some of the negative effects from not making the best food choices.
All right, so full circle. Dirty bulking for accruing or increasing muscle mass. You could get away with it. But hyper hoax, as a whole, I'm gonna hit Hoax. You can do it, but there's much better ways.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say Hoax. I wish it was hype. I've done it. I've enjoyed it. It's fun. It's delicious. But is it good for your health and is it superior for muscle gain? I'm gonna say Hoax.
Beautiful. All right. Done.